Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to a new episode of Super Sentai Reviews. This week I'll be doing a review of the Samurai Sentai Shinkenger. It is the 33rd season of the Super Sentai. It has 49 episodes and it aired in February 15th, 2009 to February 7th of 2010. Yeah. With this season, we have a samurai theme, which was really great. I really like the Japanese history altogether, so that's the reason why I like Super Sentai. But one of the main things I like about Japan is the samurai, and I thought this season was was really great. Now this team, the way I'm going to be doing this is going to be a little bit different because it's how it was in the show. In Shinken Red. Now, as with this team, it's not of just one, and the way they have it is that it's generation after generation of different. It's of a different generation each time, protecting Earth against the forces of evil of the Ghetto Show, which I'll get to that later. So there's different. That's yeah. So there's going to be a lot of people, but yeah. With Shinken Red, before the start of the series, we have the 17 predecessors to before the series. But in this main series, the 18th generation is Takeru Shiba. He is of the Shiba clan. Later on, you find out that Takeru is actually lying, but he's actually just a Kagemusha, which is a shadow, someone who's in place of the real person. Which you find out before 5 episodes to the end. You find out that the actual 18th head is Kaoru Shiba, and then after some major things, she gets hurt. She decides to adopt Takeru as her son, and makes him the 19th head of the Shiba clan. So he becomes Shinken Red again, and his element is fire. Now Shinken Blue, we have 17 predecessors before the series, and then the current Shinken Blue is Ryunosuke Ikaname, and his element is water. Then we have Shinken Pink. You have 17 predecessors before the series, but the current Shinken Pink is Mako Shiraishi. Yes. Yes. And her element is sky or heaven, depends on how you read it. Then you have Shinken Green. You have the 17 predecessors before the series, and then the current Shinken Green is Chiaki Tani, and his element is wood. Then you have Shinken Yellow. You have 17 predecessors before the series, and the current one is Kotaha Hanahori. It was actually supposed to be her sister that was supposed to be Shinken Yellow, but she fell ill, so Kotaha had to take the spot for her, so she is the current Shinken Yellow, and her element is Earth. Now, Shinken Gold, he is a special case. He actually made his powers. Well, he took the Emoji Kata, the basis of the Shinkenger's power, and made it his own. So he is the first generation of Shinken Gold, and his name is Genta Umemori, and his element is light. Out of these characters, I love the dynamics of these characters so much. Genta, he is hilarious, and I would have to say he would have to be one of my favorite characters because he's just very hilarious. He is childhood friends with Takeru. Genta, he's not an actual samurai. He's a sushi seller, but he's eventually accepted into the team, even though Ikanami Ryunosuke was kind of hesitant at first, but he eventually accepted Genta as part of the team. So yeah, but just I love the dynamics of the character in this season. It's just really great. With the allies, we have Hikoma Kusakabe. He is the right-hand man of Takeru. He's also known as G. He helps them out whenever he can. He schools them in using symbol power. Well, that's the American version. I don't know the Mojikata symbols, kanji thing. Yeah. Then you have the Kuroko, which are people that assist the Shinkengers. And these people have black all over, and they wear like a drape that covers their face so that no one knows who they are, and they don't talk. They just go around Japan helping people when if they need anything, or they just help people, and they help the Shinkengers. Then you have Toshizo Tanba. When Kaoru comes in, Tanba is her right-hand man, and he's kind of a jackass towards everybody else because he thinks they should, well, especially towards Takeru, because since he's only a shadow, it's like that's it. But he eventually, it's like, oh, okay. He becomes acceptance of it. He accepts everybody. And then we have Daigoyo. In one episode, one of the Ghetto show switches the several of the Shinkengers with inanimate objects, and Genta, he was switched with Sushi, and it's like right at the end they destroyed the monster. He was about to get eaten by a cat, so in the next episode you find out he's scared of Sushi, and they try to help him, but he was about to give up, so he decided to create a substitute for him in the form of Daigoyo, which is a paper lantern. But eventually Genta overcomes his fear, so Daigoyo becomes more of like an ally, but he helps him. He helps the Shinkengers in battle during normal fights or like mecha fights. He can turn into his own kind of mecha thing, and sorry about that. That's my phone. I thought that was not on. Huh, that is weird. Oh well. Sorry about that, but yeah, Daigoyo, he pretty much was created by Genta, so he stays with Genta on his sushi cart, and that's where he is. And I thought he was pretty cool. Now, the enemies in this season are called Gerosho. Geroshu, the way, depends on how you see it, or they say it, or you read it. It looked, when I was watching it, it kind of sounded like they said it both ways. Gerosho, Geroshu. But they're demons of some kind that live in the crevices of our world. They live in the Sanzu River, and like some of the Getoshus, or Ayakashi, well, the monster villain of the week thing. When they're destroying them, if they have the tendency to run out of water, which they start to brittle up, and they have to go soak in the Sansu River to regain their strength and make sure they're okay. That's how it is. We have the main bad guy, Dokoku Shimatsuri. He's the main villain of the series. He's been fighting with the Shinkengers excuse me, ever since the first generation of Shinkengers. So yeah, it wasn't until the 17th generation that the 17th generation Shinken Red used an incomplete sealing seal and sealed Dokoku away with the cost of his life. But now he's back, and of course he's complete. Then you have some kind of like an advisor. Next you have Shitari of the Bones. He's kind of like an advisor towards Dokoku, helping him plot things, telling him which monsters would be best for this and that. That's kind of his role. Then you have Dayu Usukawa. Also, she is actually not a full... Well, she is a Geto Shu, but she's actually technically... well, you eventually will find out that she was once human who fell to Geto, which, if... That's one thing. It's like, how evil... How bad of a thing do you have to do to be fall to Geto? Because pretty much all she did was just burn down a house and like jealousy, I think, because she was waiting for someone. And, yeah, watch the season, you'll understand that. And then she fell to Geto, but she can't return to human form, so I'm guessing she's just completely Geto, but she was once human. She is destroyed near the end. It pretty much helps Dokoku be able to stay in the human world without going to the Sanzu River to rehydrate or something. I think that's how I saw it. But it helped him to where the sealing character would not seal him also. Then you have Juzo Fuwa. He is a halfling, I would say, because even though he's also a human that fell to Geto, but for some reason he's able to transform from his Geto form to his original human form. And he is a swordsman that killed a lot of people, including his own family. And he's looking for that one major decisive duel with somebody, and it turns out it's Takeru. And eventually they have it. I think they have two major duels. The first time Juzo lost. He loses both times. Spoiler. Yeah. And then you have Akumaro Sujigarano. He is a semi-boss of the series. He's first off, you think he's an ally to or eventually becomes an ally to Dokoku, but he's actually planning something of his own, kind of something like that kind of thing. We've seen it before in Power Ranger seasons or Super Sentai seasons before, but he does that thing. But he eventually, it doesn't happen, and he just gets destroyed. Now with the Shinkengers, they have these things called origami, and they're in different shapes, but they form their Megazord. It forms their Mecha and Megazord thing. But they each have a personal one. Takeru Shinken Red, he has the Douchey Origami, which is the lion. Ryonosuke, he has the Ryu Origami, which is the dragon. Chiaki, he has the Kuma Origami, which is the bear. Mako, she has the Kame Origami, which is the turtle. And Kotaha, she has the Saru Origami, which is the ape. Now, like I said, they're also, when they're in origami mode, because it has a few different modes. You have the origami mode, which is in the shape, so like Shishi, it's in the shape of like a hexagon kind of thing. No, well, Let's just go with the turtle. The turtle is in a shape of a circle, so that's the origami mode. And then it can fold out into like a little turtle. And then if you write the kanji big on it, it becomes a giant turtle. And then it can, of course, combine with the others to make the Shinken or any other Megazords. Genta also has his own origami. He has the Ika origami, which is an octopus, but instead of, unlike the others, it's not folded up. It's actually in the shape of a small, like, squid or octopus looking thing. And then he has another one. He has the Ebi origami, which is, again, not in a form of a shape, but it's an actual form of a lobster, which is what it is. It's a lobster. And then later on, they get more auxiliary origami that can equip to their Zords and use as extra weapons and stuff. It'll eventually become a Megazord itself. You have the Kabuto origami, which is the beetle. The Kajiki origami, which is swordfish. And then the Tora origami, which is the tiger. The Tora origami belongs to Takeru. The Kabuto, the beetle origami belongs to Chiaki. And the Kajiki, the swordfish origami, belongs to Ryunosuke. And then we eventually find out there's another one, a long forbidden origami called the Ushi origami, which is ox, which is an ox in the shape of an ox. Again, like the others, it's not in a folding shape. It's in the form of a giant ox, that like pulling a chariot and stuff. And they use the lion, dragon, bear, ape, turtle, octopus, lobster, beetle, swordfish, white tiger, and the ox to form their giant, their strongest Megazord. I don't know what it is. But they also have another one, but they only use it a few times in the show, which is the Kyoto Origami. And it's based off a dinosaur slash, more specifically a sauropoda type thing. And it's in it doesn't really have like a shape because it's in a form of a disc, and you put it on the Shikenmaru sword and activate it, and it turns into its own version of the sword. And it does the same thing with when it transforms mecha and stuff. So yeah. That's sorry. Other than that, that's it. Overall, I love this series. I mean, come on. What are you gonna expect? I was gonna hate it? Like I keep on saying, with Super Sentai, Power Rangers, and Kamen Rider, I might not hate them. Might not hate any of them actually. It's just that I really enjoy these shows a lot. So I can't find really anything I hate about them except maybe for a few things. Actually, not even that. I can't even find a few things. I like the characters, the dynamics between them, their background stories, even how little they have. I still like it. It's just I can't find anything to hate on it. It's just really good. The story is plus it's based off one of my favorite things, samurai. So I love that. So it's just I can't really say anything bad about it. It's just really, really great. So I would have to end it there. Well, I'm sorry to anyone who thinks I have a bias. Well, it probably is. I don't know. That I don't really talk. That I can't really. I'm sorry to anyone thinking that I will have negative things to say. I probably do for. I probably do for like some things, but that's just me. I really enjoy these things. So if there is something I don't like, I will say it. It's just that most of the time, I enjoy the shows and I can't really complain. So that wraps this up. So I like this video, share it, comment down below anything, Comment anything down below. I don't know why I say that anymore. Just like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and like the Top 5 Rant official Facebook page. So until next time, see ya.